my name's Laura. Welcome to my channel. And what this video is about today is the 7 perks to being on a raw vegan diet. 7 reasons why I love being on a raw vegan diet. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about all these reasons. So reason number 1, or the best perk number 1, is having so much more energy. So the energy that I have is endless. To start off with, I used to have chronic fatigue syndrome, and I used to deal with a lot of getting dizzy when I stood up, and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I would get this downfall, like a midday slope, I used to call it. And that was from me drinking caffeine all morning and then it hitting me later in the afternoon. I also had to take naps. Usually when I came home from work, I was so tired that if I didn't nap for an hour, I couldn't get up and finish doing the things that I had to do. So now I'm the opposite. I have endless energy. I do get tired at night when it's time for bed. I do get tired sometimes around maybe 8 o'clock. I start getting where I really would like to sit down, which is normal. And then I wind down. And when I go to sleep, I go right to sleep. So I don't require as much sleep as I used to. I usually sleep about 6 hours. It used to be I would sleep about maybe 8 to 10 hours, and I was usually still tired after that. So a lot of that just had to do with chronic fatigue and all of the things that were going on in my body. So I definitely love that perk of having endless energy, and it's also the evenness of the energy of feeling like I don't ever get like an up and down. It's just a constant, steady energy, and I really enjoy that. So I definitely put that as number 1. So number 2 is no more brain fog. Brain fog is something that I used to deal with on a regular basis, and I had noticed a lot of times that sometimes I wouldn't have so much brain fog, and I would go to eat something and then I'd have brain fog, which led me to believe that there was a lot of things in the foods that were causing me to have so much brain fog. But I also talked in another video about how I had the mercury amalgams in my mouth, and I know that that probably could have contributed to some of it, but I know that a lot of it, I stayed foggy quite a bit. And also, along with foggy, I'm going to just include headaches and just, you know, just not feeling all around my best, which I never get headaches anymore. And I never have real brain fog. Sometimes I may act like I'm foggy because I forget things and I try to do multiple things. And other people may not notice, but I definitely notice that I do not have any more brain fog. And I love the clear feeling that I have, that I wake up in the morning fresh and clear, and I stay fresh and clear until the time I go to sleep at night. So that would be number 2. So number 3 is allergies. I was a severe allergy sufferer. I don't know if anybody else has different allergies, but my allergies were really bad with things like ragweed, dust, and dog and cat dander and things like that. And I have a few other things like mold and some of the mixes out there that are seasonal and things, a little bit of birch I know that I had some trouble with, but I really had a lot of problems. When I was a kid, I would get these like really red swollen eyes and stuff, and I would get to sneezing and I couldn't quit sneezing, and that was pretty much how it started when I was a kid. And then when I got older, I was dealing with like where it got to like a level 10 migraine, where I'd have to really go into the dark and try to lay down and sleep it off. And a lot of times I used to be able to sleep it off, but if I didn't go to sleep, I would be so sick. Sometimes I would be nauseous and everything. So they were just terrible allergies that seemed to progress as I've gotten older. And so when I started investigating a lot about allergies, it's really interesting because I really didn't realize a lot of things, and I read a little bit on different things about allergies and why you have allergies and things, and that nobody really has allergies. It actually comes from your gut and the microbiome and things of that nature, and it has a lot to do with all of those things that need to be cleaned out in your body. And I never knew really anything about any of that stuff years ago, but because of the allergy suffering and I started doing a lot of reading, that probably kind of helped to get me toward gravitating a raw food life, because I've read some of Marcus Rothkran's, who does a lot on allergies and different things, and I love a lot of his products and books and things that I've read. And, you know, I've really learned a whole lot. And just recently, I was talking in a group, and people were struggling with what you call histamine, which is something that your body kind of does when it's trying to fight off these foreign things, and it can give you severe headaches and things of that nature. And you can actually outgrow these things with juice fasts and cleansings as you stay on a raw vegan lifestyle. Sometimes just being on raw vegan foods, and I've talked about this before, but a lot of times, you know, you do have to do some things as you're living this raw vegan lifestyle. And some of the reasons some of these things may not work for some people is because if they don't incorporate some of these things of really getting the liver clean and getting the microbiome straightened out and doing some enemas and different things of that nature, sometimes if you don't get rid of that mucoid plaque and all those things, it may still be giving you trouble. And that's why some people might go on raw foods and their allergies don't get better. So with me, at the very beginning, I was doing a lot of cleansing. It was not really fun. It was like a year and a half that I didn't really enjoy food, and I really did a whole lot of cleansing. And then I went through eating too many nuts and my stomach getting, you know, and it just took me a while. But you know, anytime I was done with a cleanse, I would feel so clear, and I knew that the raw vegan lifestyle was working. The allergies were less and less, and through the years, finally, just absolutely nothing. I mean, they went from a soaring level 10, staying with an 8 level all the time, pretty much, in the fall when the ragweed was out and things like that, to going down to a 2 level, to finally absolutely nothing anymore. And I know that if I have anything going on occasionally, I contribute it to my gut, and I know what to do and how to straighten things out. And I also have allergy shot things that I do and things, other things to kind of help it along. But there is nothing in comparison to what I used to go through. It was terrible. Anybody that suffers with allergies and they know what it's like to have bad headaches and things of that nature, I can guarantee you that a raw vegan lifestyle can change all of that. So that would be... So number 4 is that I really don't ever get sick. I don't get even a common cold. I may sneeze once in a while, which is kind of a natural reaction to allergens in the air, and I do still keep a HEPA filter in my bedroom. I try to keep dust down to a limit because of allergies and things, but I never get sick. And also, I want to say that along with allergies, I also had urinary tract infections, and I kept those yearly. I lived in infections for about probably 15 years of urinary tract infections. And they weren't just urinary tract infections, they would turn into these bladder infections. And I would spend a lot of time at the doctor's, and I spent lots of money and time and aggravation and taking a lot of antibiotics, which is the absolute worst thing for your microbiome, for your whole body, and it strips you of all of those good things. So that wasn't helping me with the allergies and all of the other things, but you know, I just did not know why I could not stop having these problems. I would have them consecutively every year, just about on the year. And if I was lucky, I'd get through 1 year and I'd say, gee, I finally didn't have any problem with infections this year. And then the next year it'd come rolling in and be worse than the year before. And I really don't know why I had that problem. I know my granny used to have that problem a lot, and I just, like people always say, things are genetic, but I really truly believe that you can change your genetics. It's been 5 years almost on raw foods. I have not had one single urinary tract infection, have not taken one pill of antibiotic in 5 years. So I'm looking forward to 2 more years where I get 7 years under my belt, because that's supposed to be when all of the antibiotics and things that you have taken through the years really starts to clean out, kind of like sucking out the bottom of the vacuum. But I also don't take any medications other than the antibiotics. I have not taken one single aspirin or anything. I used to live on aspirin, live on Alka-Seltzers, all kinds of stuff between allergies and all of these different things that I had going on, and I have not taken anything. So number 4 would be feeling good, never getting sick, being infection-free, and not needing any antibiotics or any kind of other medication. Number 5 is having better skin and hair. And this one is one of my favorites, because even though I'm a cosmetologist, I had a terrible time with my hair. I knew how to make my hair look good with extensions and curling irons and all this, but my hair was in terrible shape. And I did have a lot of stress, but I know that the raw vegan lifestyle has completely transformed my hair and my skin. My skin was pretty good, but my skin also I had a lot of the dark spots and pigmented areas, which with liver cleansing, a lot of that cleared up, and my skin and my complexion just looks a lot more rested and a lot more even toned. With or without makeup, it just looks 100 times better. I could walk around without any makeup on and I don't feel conscious of my skin like I used to. My hair has been an unbelievable transformation. It is amazing. It was like my hair needed a certain vitamin, and raw food was the ticket for me, because somehow or another my hair just absolutely flourished. My hair was a mess. It was very dry all the time. That was one thing that I had going on, was very dry, brittle hair, and my hair also was extremely stringy. Now, I don't have extremely thick hair. It's not real thin. It's kind of, I guess, medium, but it is kind of on the fine side. So, you know, it's not like my hair would grow like Rapunzel or something, but right now my hair is growing a lot more like Rapunzel than it used to. I have cut it about probably 5 times every year. I've cut 3 inches, which is absolutely unbelievable, because used to be, it literally, if I took a ½ an inch off, it took a year for it to grow back. My hair did not grow. It broke faster than it grew. And I took hair vitamins, and I know that if I hadn't done that, it would have been even worse at times. But I also, from wearing the extensions and having stress, I had places in the back where I had these big holes that just completely, I went completely bald in spots. And I started to really get scared that my hair was not going to grow back in those spots. And somehow or another, I believe seaweed helps. I don't know. I know people that don't eat it that are raw that grow beautiful hair, but my hair just keeps getting better and better, and it seems to be getting thicker and fuller, and it keeps growing fast, and it just looks bouncier. It has more shine. I'm very happy with it considering what I had before. I've been very happy with it. And it also, in those little spots, what had happened underneath here was I started having all these tiny little hairs that were growing in like crazy, and around my hairline where I was losing and breaking hair. So right now my hair just keeps flourishing and growing, and I've kept cutting it because I wanted it to keep getting healthier, and I think now it's really healthy, and I'm just going to let it grow and enjoy it because this is the best my hair's looked. Even my daughter tells me she can't believe how much healthier my hair looks. So that was a big perk for me. And so I put that as number 5, being my hair and skin looking so much better. So number 6 is better quality sleep. I think that I don't need nearly the amount of sleep that I used to, but when I do sleep, it just seems a lot more sound, and I know that when I'm tired at night, I go to sleep and I stay sleeping, and I wake up at the same time every morning, and I feel fresh when I wake up, and I feel great, and I think sleep is very important. So I put sleep as number 6. So number 7 is better workout performance. So I've always been a workout person, but a lot of times because of the way that I felt a lot, when you're not feeling at your best, it's really kind of hard to really get a lot out of your workout when you spend a lot of time on medications and you spend a lot of time tired. And because I was so determined, I tried to do something every day, a lot more than what most people do. And I used to work out even sometimes with headaches because it was a way of life for me to live in a headache anyway because of my allergies and different things I had going on. But now that I've been on raw foods and I'm more focused, my workouts are a lot more steady, they're longer, I'm starting to build more muscle, and I'm able to do this daily without other excuses from illness or tiredness that lead me to not working out daily and only maybe 5 days a week, or sometimes maybe even not that if I'm having a bad week. So right now I work out about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, which seems like a lot, but I'm up early every morning and I have a routine that I do, and I see changes happening in my body, and I'm seeing where I have a lot more focus, and I understand now about the muscles that I need to be using, whereas before I think that I was just kind of trying to get through things, and a lot of times you're throwing your arms up and you're doing things that you're really not paying attention because you're just thinking that you want to get the workout in, whereas now I'm a lot more focused and I really enjoy my workouts a lot more. So I put workout performance as number 7, and there's so many other perks to a raw vegan lifestyle that I've enjoyed. I enjoy having just a lot more focus in my life and getting up every day feeling fresh and energized and ready to go. But one of my favorites is the fact that the perks with my skin and hair, and I am going to do a video next week on that transformation with before and after, because I came across the picture and I was like, oh my God, my hair was just absolutely terrible. I mean, it was awful, and I felt like I was in awful shape. And during this picture was when I just started pretty much on the raw vegan lifestyle, and it was before I got deeper into the cleansing and everything. but I decided that I will do a movie on that. And I hope that this inspired and helped somebody, because I really try to inspire people to try to at least eat more raw foods. I don't expect everybody to eat all raw, because I know that some people that may not work right away, but I definitely know that eating a lot more raw foods does miracles, and cleansings also do a lot of miracles. And I really enjoy some of the cleanses. Some of them I don't like. Some cleansing could have some really bad side effects, and I know that they're hard to go through, but it's definitely all worth the journey. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this, and this is out of Romans, and it's chapter 12, verse 12, and it says, "Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing steadfastly in prayer." So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and have a wonderful, blessed day.